Hi, ninth and 10th. We are in our last month of school, and actually, you're going to get done, looks like this week. Um, just a few quick announcements. During the summer, when I was putting the curriculum together, I wasn't really sure if we were going to get to the last novel or a book, but I thought I'd give it a shot. We're not going to get to it. There's just no way we can. However, that's because some people read much, much, much slower than others. And I don't see the majority of people in our class getting through that book within the month time frame that we have left. We don't even have a whole month left. So here is what I'm going to offer you. If you would like to read the last book, that is fine. That would be totally up to you. You wouldn't receive a grade for it, but there is a reading guide there. The book is at the school. I can have that made available to you at the office if you want to pick it up. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. You're not going to get penalized either way. It's just an excellent book, and I will introduce it and make that offer yet again. But we are in our last chapter now. We're in chapter 8, Nursery Rhymes. Again, this is part of universal sources. People will use nursery rhymes as a shortcut to explain a feeling or an idea. So today's lecture, you get 2 lectures per day like we usually do. Actually, you know what? Let's skip that. Let's just do 1 lecture a day since we're all the way at the end. And today's lecture is going to be really super short because all I'm going to ask you to do is do the nursery rhyme test that's in your book. It's not even a test. It's just a quiz game. So let's talk about nursery rhymes really quick. It says nursery rhymes are silly mini poems that are traditionally used to introduce babies and young children to literature. The problem is by the time you get to be an adult, you kind of forget most of those nursery rhymes until you have children of your own. And then you're reading those nursery rhymes to your kids. And it's almost like the spark of remembrance comes back. And as you read your novels and even your nonfiction work, you start seeing references to these beautiful little nursery rhymes. So I wanted you guys to just kind of get that little, instead of having it just from when you're a baby and just when you're a new parent, I want you to have that little moment of kind of a boost of remembrance of what nursery rhymes actually are. These are short little poems. They're usually silly, but they have usually a little historical significance. They were mocking in some cases. Sometimes they're just a moral tale. Sometimes it's just to remember days of the week or, times of the day. So some are instructional. Some have a basis in history. Some are just nonsensical, silly. Children's learn the rhymes as poetry, game chants, for instance, used in hand clapping games or jump rope, or as songs. Nursery rhymes are often used by authors today as shorthand to take the reader's mind to a specific place. Since most people were raised with nursery rhymes as part of their childhood or used by parents as they raise their own children, they're commonly known and easy for people to access when they come across a nursery rhyme allusion in literature. I used this example before when I talk about universal sources and the illusion of the little girl with a curl in the middle of her forehead, where somebody could ask, how was your babysitting job last night? And they said, well, let's put it this way. All she was missing was the curl in the middle of her forehead. The person who's reading that would know immediately what kind of girl this is. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she was horrid. So we get this idea that this kid went from being really sweet to really horrible all in the space of just a few minutes. So we get that. We understand that. Okay, now, weirdly enough, strangely enough, one of the most popular uses for nursery rhyming today are at baby showers. These are games at baby showers, again, because people learn these when they're really, really little and they tend to forget them. Sometimes they'll read them in elementary school, but they'll forget about them. And then when it comes to teaching their own children, people will get Mother Goose nursery rhyme books and things for baby showers and things like that to read to their own children. So at baby showers, it becomes this challenge. How many do you know? How many do you know? And that's exactly what I'm asking you today. So inside your textbook, there is an actual baby shower game. Actual. And I'll tell you why I teach this anyway, not just because it's a universal source, but because I was at a baby shower, and I believe it was for Mrs. Moyer. No, it was either Mrs. Moyer or Mrs. Wait, it was Mrs. Moyer, I think. But I was sitting at the same table with Emma Hearn and Emma Hearn's mom. I love those two because they're really fun to hang out with. And so we were sitting at a table together, and I believe Mrs. Larson was sitting at our table as well, and Mrs. Skwarzinski, the younger. And we were all chatting and talking and everything, and they gave us this game, the baby shower game. It's just piece of paper, pen, write down as many nursery rhymes as you can find or that you know. And so we're working on it, and we're kind of joking and teasing and talking to each other. And then when it was all over, Emma put it down. She said, I didn't know a single one of those. I've never heard those before. And I just looking at her like, really? You've never heard of these really common nursery rhymes? And at that point, her mom's like, I used to read this to you all the time when you were little. And it hit me how quickly we forget. I mean, this is stuff we learned when we were babies, preschoolers, early elementary, and we forgot them. So it's time to bring them back and to remember once again. So your job for this is all you're doing today for literature homework and for the lecture, because I'm ending the lecture right after I finish giving you instructions. You're going to go through that whole baby shower game without cheating. You can't look anything up online, and you cannot go forward in your book to find out. Okay, I want you to see how many of these these nursery rhymes you actually know. And tomorrow when we get together, I'll give you the answers. Okay, so I'll talk to you again tomorrow. We're going to be doing some great nursery rhymes. And when nursery rhyme chapter is over, we will be done. However, again, if you'd like to read the next book, I will have that available for you if you would like to do that during the summer. It is worth reading. It's a great book. We are just running out of time, and I don't see us being able to finish it in less than a month. Okay, so good luck on your baby shower game. Good luck with those nursery rhymes. And after you've finished it, and I've given you the answers tomorrow, if you want to test your parents, feel free to do so. Okay, so I will talk to you tomorrow for sure. Have a really good night.